Hello, good morning. I am RABIYA Mateo, 23, representing the City of Love, Iloilo. I am biracial. I'm sorry. I did introduce myself na. Yes.
Okay, so 30 seconds lang, given the introduction. Tell us something about yourself.
I'm actually biracial. My mom is an Ilongga and my dad is an Indian, if you can see through my features. However, I was raised in a broken family and I experienced a really poor life. And I was able to rise from our situation as well because of educating myself. And now I decided to give back to my community and I became a lecturer for physical therapy. That's why I was able to go to...
What is one beautiful word in your local language and what does it mean?
One beautiful word would probably guapa, which means beautiful. I feel like we have this statement in Iloilo, basta Ilongga guapa, which means every Ilongga is beautiful. And I'm very proud that with Miss Universe Philippines, I was able to bring that kind of aspect that every Filipino would know that statement, basta Ilongga guapa.
So, what is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
If there would be one thing that I learned through my mother, that would be always forgive people. Because there's no such thing as a perfect person. And when my dad left us, she never speak ill about him. That's why in every situation, even though other people would hurt me, I still choose to see the goodness in them.
What about in this pandemic? What is the most important lesson that you learned?
You know what? Even though you're struggling, you can still become the symbol of hope. I myself, I had fears, uncertainty, but I still realized that I could still give back to Iloilo City. Out of my pocket, I decided to cook for the frontliners, and I know that's just a simple way, but that's my best way to help our modern heroes.
If you win the crown, how will you help your community? Well, you mentioned that, but are there other things that you plan to do when you win the crown?
Being a Miss Universe, you become influential. So I want to go back to my advocacy, which is Feed Me and I Read You program, which we help those children living near the dump site. If you have seen my Beyond the Coastline video, I want to go back there. And we need a lot of materials, learning materials. And I feel like being a Miss Universe, I will be able to pull donors into our project to make it foster even better.
What's the name of the program again?
Feed Me and I Read You program.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
I feel that a phenomenal woman is red because red is power and I am red.
Work from home is now a norm. So what do you think are the skills needed to this future workspace or future workplace of the future? Sorry.
As of the moment, I am working from home because we don't have classes, live classroom classes. That's why we decided to conduct our lectures online. I feel like nowadays we need to adopt to the situation. So we need to be versatile in what is happening around us. And online business or working from home is such a huge opportunity for us to spend more time with our family and as well trying to enjoy the life.
If you can name one spot, man-made or natural, in your in Iloilo City, what would it be?
I would definitely want to bring all of you to Haro Cathedral because you know what, in Iloilo we don't have much of natural spots, but Haro Cathedral is like an establishment that witnessed the love and devotion that Ilonggos have towards God, and I feel like it's been there since the Spanish era. So with timeless memories and modernization, we were able to, arrive to be the Ilonggos that we are today.
There's a campaign that's hashtag Love Local. So if it were up to you, which local product do you want to promote and why?
You know what? It was also asked to me during Miss Iloilo, and I want to bring to the global community our very own hablon. That is our indigenous fabric. And I feel like, it enriches the culture of not just Iloilo, but of our country. Every time I wear hablon, I don't just wear Iloilo, but I wear Philippines.
Last question. What is one thing young people like you should focus on?
You need to invest in yourself. As of the moment, there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of bashers or backlash. But at the end of the day, when you practice self-love, you get to know the right weapon in order for you to win life. And I feel like right now, I am ripe enough to win the competition because I've done everything that I could to transform to become a phenomenal woman that I am. Thank you. Thank you po.
Now we
Actually,
have Miss Iloilo City, Miss RABIYA Mateo. How are you?
I'm doing great. I feel like I'm one step closer from having my first national crown.
Well, you are actually. You are in the top 16. So let's see how it goes with this this comment here. You have 30 seconds to answer this. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Your time starts now.
First of all, I need to stick to my core, which is being passionate about educating people. I am a lecturer, and I've been pursuing this because this education had helped me to have that comfortable life that I and my family deserves. And I want to push people. I want them to achieve greater things in life through me. And I know with Miss Universe, anything is possible because I am a phenomenal woman with a heartfelt beauty.
Thank you very much, Miss Iloilo City, RABIYA Mateo. All right, next up we have Miss Cebu City, Tracy Maureen Perez. How are you, Tracy?
I'm feeling excited. Thank
All
you
right.
so much for this opportunity.
It says here that you like flip-top culture, like the hip-hop rap battle thing.
Yes, that's absolutely it.
You ready to battle?
Let's do it.
Let's don't do it. Let's not.
Let's not do it. Okay, I
It's
get
not a
it.
good idea for me. Okay, so here is your comment, please. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? You have 30 seconds.
In order for me to be able to create a positive and lasting impact to the world, I would always use my experiences because that is the best possible way in order for me to be able to relate to people, to connect to people, relating with them through my experiences. I've lived a challenging life all throughout my life, and I know that a lot of people all over the world will be able to personally relate to my story. And if given this platform, I will be able to share that story to the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Cebu City, Tracy Maureen Perez. All right, our next contender is Miss Davao City, Eliza Flor Malinao, and she actually represented the Philippines in Asia's Next Top Model before, yes?
Yes.
So how does it feel being on the stage again here?
Excited.
Okay.
Just like Ate Perez Alicar said, I'm happy to be asked.
Okay. All right, so your question that we need a comment on is this. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you?
Nag-appeal ko diri sa pageant na gusto na ko ipakita ang tinuod na ako. Expected diri sa pageant na you have to be prim and proper and you have to speak in English. And karon na mag-story ako Bisaya, gusto na ko na maghatag og way sa mga nasa probinsya na kailangan nila mag-speak up para madungog sila masking unsang lingwahe ang ilahang gamiton. Lalo na karon na kailangan nato tabangan ng mga babae sa masking asang lugar kay maybe na sila sa ilahang balay karon og kailangan nila og tabang, kailangan nato sila madungog. Ang lingwahe ihatag nato sa ilaha.
Next up, Miss Cavite, Kimberly Billy Hackinson. Hello.
Hi, good evening, Casey.
Hi, you know what? Of everyone who has come here on stage, there's only one person who has shorter hair than you. It's me, by the way. Yeah. Are you cold?
I'll get there.
Oh, are you cold, maybe?
It's freezing.
Yes. All right. So warm everyone up with this answer. Oh, nice. Bad joke? Okay. Here we go. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
I was a survivor of gender-based abuse. And without knowing it, maybe so are you. And I am not here to just be a voice. I am here to amplify voices. Because we will not be silenced by fear anymore. We are here to be empowered by truth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cavite Kimberly Hackinson. And now we have Cebu Province, April Smith. We'll go straight to the question. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
How can I give impact lasting in this world time around? Simply don't stop about my purpose. Because I myself is a positive person, and I will continue my purpose and uplift each other and to be beyond phenomenal to the other people. And I will continue to inspire many young little April Smith to continue their dreams and to achieve their goals in life because they can be beyond phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cebu Province, April Smith. All right, next we have Miss Misamis Oriental, Caroline Joy Veronilla. Here is the statement. We need your opinion on this. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
I have always believed in the power of storytelling. I believe that we can be greater during this time when we share stories that inspires, that empowers, and encourages. Because when we share stories, we know better. And when we know better, we do better. And by that, we become greater. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Misamis Oriental, Caroline Joy Veronilla. All right, here we go. Mandaue City, Lou Dominic Pixon. Here is the statement. We need your opinion on this. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is greater, conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
If there's something that I learned during the pandemic, it's time is constant and there's nothing that you can do once you've already done the things that you can do today. One thing that I learned through all my life that my parents have also portrayed of me is that you can never, unless you go beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. This is something that we should take into account if we were to be conditioned for greater. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Mandaue City, Lou Pixon. All right, next up, Miss Taguig, Sandra Lamanon. All right, here is the comment. Please give us your opinion on this. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
My greatest contribution that I can give is speaking about mental health. I've been through a lot in my life and a lot of struggles. I deal with depression, anxiety, and abuse. And what I want to say to anyone who's ever dealt with this is that don't be ashamed about it. Don't hide. Please share, because we need to hear these stories. We need to communicate together, have open communication in our household, and that's how I'm going to contribute as a phenomenal woman. I want to be authentic and truly myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Taguig, Sandra Lamanon. All right, here we go with Miss Quezon City, Michelle Gumabao. We need your comments on this. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
The volleyball court was the first ever stage I walked on. And I know that God is using me to share my passion for the sport to the younger generation. This is how I know that I am phenomenal and conditioned for greater. Because I want to instill in the youth qualities like faith, passion, hard work, and discipline, because I stand here today as proof that these can help you achieve your dreams. And I'm here to tell you to fight and never give up and be relentless in the pursuit of your dreams. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Quezon City, Michelle Gumabao. All right, now we move to Miss Romblon, Marie Faye Taharan. All right, here is your statement. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
I was born and raised in a small town of Calatrava, Romblon, where life is simple and happy. But this global pandemic changed everything. It created chaos and lost millions of lives. But we Filipinos are resilient. And that was I'm very proud of. And that is why I want to encourage everyone to keep continuing the Bayanihan spirit, because that what's make us Filipino. And I'm proud to say I am Filipino.
Thank you so much, Miss Romblon. All right, moving on to Miss Pasig City, Rihanna Pangindian. Here is the statement. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
Being a Filipina and being a candidate of the first ever Miss Universe Philippines, I have went through a lot of challenges that shaped me to be who I am today. And I stand here representing everyone who has been overlooked and underestimated. I believe that everyone can be conditioned for greater if they believe in themselves and keep the faith. And as I hopefully win this year.
Thank you so much. Round of applause for Miss Pasig City. All right, we are now down to our last contender of our top 16, Miss Parañaque. Throughout this journey, you have discovered that you are a phenomenal woman who is conditioned for greater. How can you create a positive and lasting impact to the world around you? Time starts now.
One of the things that I've learned that is valuable is actually staying true to yourself and being as authentic as you can be no matter where you are. And that's something I learned as I went on in this journey. And I'm very thankful that I've been able to really realize that. I'm thankful that I am who I am today. I am thankful that I am able to show you all exactly who I am, and I can't wait to continue doing that and hopefully inspire more people to be themselves as well. Be proud of who you are, and that's the most that you can do for everybody and for yourself.
Thank you so much. Round of applause, Miss Parañaque Maria Isabella Ismael. There you have it, our top 16 finalists expressing their most heartfelt thoughts about that given topic. Each one of them displaying amazing grace under pressure. Don't you... Now, after hearing them speak their minds, our top 16 are now ready to get back on stage wearing exquisite swimwear designed by Dubai-based and internationally renowned Fern One of Amato Couture. Let us unveil the Miss Universe Philippines top 16 swim. Accompanying serenation by three of our promising performers, Alan Cecilio, Kevin Montilano, and Anjo Damiles. Here is the third and final make or break round of tonight's competition. Be dazzled by the confidence and sophistication of our phenomenal top 16 finalists in their evening gowns. Candidate number 1, Skelly Ivy Florida, Biliran.
Di mapigilan tuwing mabighanin, sumpang hindi ko matakasan. Huwag bawiin, likayan di pa
their 30-second speeches to the exciting swimsuit and the enthralling evening gown competition, the suspense has undeniably been building here, just as Huawei has been building fully connected and intelligent worlds. With Huawei, anything is possible, just as anything and everything is now possible for each of our top 16 contenders. When we return, only 5 of them will have a chance to be crowned as Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Top 5 that I have ever been involved in my 20 years of hosting. There is literally not even a single whole digit from 1 to 8, all right? So it is literally only fractions of a number that separate you guys. So with that said, it's time for us to now get to the top 5 finalists. Again, this is in no particular order. Here we go. Our first finalist, from Quezon City, Michelle Gumabao. Congratulations. Also making it into the top 5. Congratulations, Cavite, Kimberly Hackinson. Down to our last 3. Also making it into the top 5. Congratulations to Bohol. Pauline Amalix from Bohol, congratulations. Now down to our final 2 for our final 5. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome here to the final 5 from Iloilo City, RABIYA Mateo. Congratulations, and now it is time for us to find our final contender in our top 5. All right, here we go. Our final contender is from Parañaque, Maria Isabella Ismael. Congratulations once again to our top 5, and also just a word to all of the candidates. You all did phenomenal. You are all amazing and beautiful and wonderful women. And to make it this far, through all of the pandemic, through all the ups and downs, through all the trials, the struggles, and the tribulations, you guys are all winners. This has been a great experience. Very, very powerful Filipino women. Congratulations. Our top 5 finalists are bracing themselves for the toughest round of the competition, because next up is the question and answer segment with a twist. That's coming right up. Miss Universe Philippines expresses its gratitude to Congressman Eric Yap for his warmest welcome to the candidates in various breathtaking spots of Benguet. As I mentioned earlier, in this first edition of Miss Universe Philippines, we shall conduct this much dreaded yet most anticipated round with a twist. To test their ability to have an eloquent answer, sustained conversation, they will be initially asked one distinct question of each of the top 5. And then this will be immediately followed by one common, relevant, and thought-provoking question for all of our top contenders. This means they won't have the time to rehearse an answer or go over something that they have practiced in their head. All right? So this will definitely test their composure throughout the entire process. So I'm sure that everybody is ready to get this going. I'm sure our candidates are ready, our judges are ready. Consider everyone at zero again. Let's start with Quezon City, Michelle Gumabao. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, good evening.
All right, I shall ask you not just one, but two questions. The second of which is the same question for all five of the top five candidates. We have actually asked all of our top five candidates to pick a number backstage, and we are going to start with you. So your first question is actually question number 2. You have 30 seconds to answer this question. At the end of 30 seconds, you will hear this. And then right after that, I will ask you the question that I will ask all the other candidates as well, and you have another 30 seconds to answer that as well, okay? All right.
Okay, thank you.
Here we go. Our first question. If you are under strict quarantine and isolation, what is the most important mobile app for you and why?
The most important app during this whole quarantine was my Bible. Having faith in the midst of this pandemic was very vital to me, not only for my mental health, but also for my sanity. It got me through the toughest of times. I was able to get through others through the toughest of times, and it kept me centered, and it kept me grounded. And that's the most important thing that I would need in a pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you ready for your second question?
Yes, bring it on.
All right, here it comes. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential and non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis? Time starts now.
As we all know, pageants are a very, very inspiring event, not only to the Philippines, but to every country who supports pageantry. It is important to stage a pageant and to show the Philippines that we are much more than our setbacks and our failures, and that we are able to overcome any adversity. Having a pageant symbolizes hope, and right now on the stage, that is who we are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Quezon City, Michelle Gumabao. And now we move on to our next candidate. From Cavite, Kimberly Hackinson, aka Billy.
Good evening, judges.
All right, Billy, I will ask you two questions. You had a chance to pick your question backstage. After 30 seconds, you will hear this. And then I will ask you another question. All right, are you ready? Okay. Here's your first question. What advice will you give to a first-time voter for the 2022 elections? Time starts now.
We have fought long and hard for our right to suffrage. And this is not something that we should waste. For us to be able to complain and be able to appreciate the things that we have as Filipino citizens, we have to vote. We have to participate in selecting our leaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, here is your second question. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential or non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis?
I am someone who is usually an independent person. But because of this beauty pageant, I realized that I needed to ask for help, that I needed to reach out to people. And same goes for everyone else. To be able to survive something as big as this pandemic, altruism should be practiced and cooperation is always the key. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Round of applause for Cavite, Kimberly Hackinson. Next up, we shall hear from Bohol, Pauline Amalinks. Good evening.
Good evening again.
How are you?
Overwhelmed, but all in all, very grateful to be here.
Yes, here we go. Down to the final couple questions. I will ask you two questions. One, you picked backstage. After you hear 30 seconds, after you talk for 30 seconds, you'll hear this. And then I'll give you another 30 seconds to answer the second question. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Your first question. What factors influence you in deciding on what to buy or post online?
The factors that help me decide that is basically what I want to put out there, what I want to show the world about myself, how I want to portray myself. What matters most is that we know who we are, that we are true to our authentic selves, and that we always try our best to show and share that to the rest of the world, and hopefully inspire them to do the same.
Thank you. Here is your second question. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential and non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis? Go.
I think pageants are now an amazing platform to show that not all our dreams are canceled. They're just put on hold. And for us, we're lucky that we're still able to make this one dream come true, to stand here, to spread hope, to rally people together in action and conversation, and spark change. And together, I'm sure, we can make a positive impact out there on this stage. That is the essence of beauty pageants in the time of the pandemic.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Bohol, Pauline Amalinks. Now let's call on Iloilo, RABIYA Mateo. Good evening.
Good evening, Casey. How are you doing?
I'm nervous. For everybody. Okay. So I will ask you two questions. You're able to choose a number backstage. After you talk for 30 seconds, you will hear this. And then I will ask another question where you receive another 30 seconds. Clear?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Your first question. If you could create a new paper currency with the image of any Filipino on it, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
If I were given the chance, I want to use the face of Miriam Defensor Santiago. For those who don't know, she was an Ilongga, but what I admired about her is that she used her knowledge, her voice to serve the country. And I want to be somebody like her, somebody who puts her heart, her passion into action. And after all, she is the best president that we never had.
Okay, it's time for your second question. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential or non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis?
As a candidate, I know I'm not just the face of Iloilo City, but I am here carrying hope and as a symbol of light in the darkest times. And as of the moment, I want to help my community. I want to use my strength to make an impact. And that is the essence of beauty pageant. It gives us the power to make a difference.
Well said, Iloilo. RABIYA Mateo. All right, now we call on our final contestant. Paranaque, Maria Isabella Ismael. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
You seem very confident.
It might just be my voice.
Okay. Let's see. So I will ask you two questions. You were able to pick a number backstage. After you talk for 30 seconds, you will hear a chime like this. Then I will ask you another question. At the end of 30 seconds, you will hear a chime as well. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Your first question. To a child who has never seen a pageant, how would you describe a beauty queen?
I would tell that child that a beauty queen is somebody who is, first and foremost, a human being. She's somebody that is proud of who she is, but most importantly, she is somebody that brings hope. When she wears that crown on her head, it's not just because she's the most beautiful girl in the room, but it's because she's the woman who inspires hope. She's the woman who inspires love and productivity and somebody being authentic. And a beauty queen is somebody that we should always look up to.
Thank you. Time for your second question. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential or non-essential. where do pageants stand at a time of crisis?
In my experience with the pandemic and being in one of the most prestigious pageants in the Philippines, I have realized that pageants are something that can give Filipinos hope, and it's something that can give Filipinos something to look forward to. It's something that we as Filipinos, as a pageant-loving nation, it's something that we're so proud of. It's something that gives us life. And that's the relevance of what a pageant is. We help each other out, we help other people, and we help ourselves grow. We help each other prosper through any negative aspect.
Thank you very much. Round of applause. Paranaque, Maria Isabella Ismael. Thank you so much. And that concludes the final phase of what must have been the longest journey of our candidates in any local pageant, actually in any pageant in the history of pageants. Over 8 months since their red carpet media presentation in February, leaving only these 5 confident, beautiful, and empowered Filipinos standing right here on our stage tonight. Let's go ahead and take a final look at the 5 phenomenal contenders for the crown of Miss Universe Philippines 2020, starting with Quezon City, Michelle Gumabao. Thank you, Michelle. Next up, Cavite, Kimberly Billy Hackinson. Thank you so much, Billy. Next up from Bohol, Pauline Amalinks. Thank you so much, Bohol, Pauline Amalinks. Next up, let's see Iloilo, RABIYA Mateo. Thank you so much, Iloilo. And finally, Paranaque, Maria Isabella Ismael. Thank you so much. And there you have it. Once again, a round of applause for our 5 finalists. One of the major perks of joining national contests like this are the prizes that are at stake for our winner. Here is... To our most passionate pageant fans here and abroad, I hope you're all ready because it is now time for us to declare the new Miss Universe Philippines. I would like to call on our official representative from SGV, Sisip, Perez, and Valayo and Company, our official tabulators for the final results of what must have been the toughest and closest competitions we've had in local pageant history. Our 4th runner-up is Cavite! The 3rd runner-up is Bohol! The 2nd runner-up is Quezon Quezon City! Only 2 remained. Let me remind you that in case the winner fails to fulfill her duties and obligations, the first runner-up will take over as Miss Universe Philippines. I will announce the name of the winner first. That means the other contender is our first runner-up. Ladies, take a deep breath. It is time for the moment of truth. Miss Universe Philippines 2020 is... Miss Iloilo! Mabuhay ang Miss Universe Philippines organization. To our judges, sponsors, and to all of our phenomenal delegates, our most heartfelt appreciation for all of the support and participation in this year's pageant, Miss Universe Philippines 2020.